Red9SysTech. In previous video, we have seen about how to use the input streams, like how to use scanner class and how to use BufferedWriter class in order to get the input to a Java program. So in this video, we are going to look at how are we going to use the output streams in Java programming. So I have created a demo class in which I have two methods in it. So as you see here, this is the main method. Within this, I have two methods created here. So let me open this, uncomment this particular method. So this method, I want to display how I can able to use System.out.println and printf statements. So if you see here in this particular method, I have written System.out.print, System.out.println, and then System.out.printf. So these are the three methods which we can use to display the output on a screen, right? So let me go and execute this program. Okay, so if you see here, first one is System.out.print welcome to. So basically print means it is just going to print and it is not going to allocate a new line for the next statement. And that is why if you see here, welcome to print on the same line, and also Red9SysTech also printed on the same line. If you see here, this is what it is happening, right? And it is not allocating the next line for the next statement. So that is why when the next line gets executed, System.out.println, this was again printed on the same line. So basically System.out.print is basically print on the same line, and System.out.println is going to print and then it is going to allocate another next line for that new line, right? And that is why if you see here, this ln here on this particular line number 26, it created another new line, and that is why on the next line it is displaying this learning. So hope you guys understand the difference between print and println. So basically print is nothing but it is going to print as it is in the same line, and it is not going to create new line, and that is why this welcome to and Red9SysTech all comes under the same line here, welcome to Red9SysTech, and then it is not going to create a new line, and that is why this happy is also got printed in the same line. So this line number 26 also got executed and got displayed in the same line as 22. Okay, and if you see here, since we used println in this line, and it allocates a new line for the next statement, and that is why this learning got printed in the next line here in the output. Okay, so this is the difference between print and println. Now let's get into printf statement. So printf is nothing but in order to format the data, we can use printf in Java. So basically, let's say I have int x equal to 10 and float y equal to 3.14f. So these are just two variable with the values I assign. And when I use System.out.printf, so here I try to format this particular value. So formatted output is %d, %n, wherein I want to print x as well as minus x. So basically I want to format this x value as 10 and minus 10, and that is why I used %d here. And if I want to get 4 digits after the decimal point, then I can use %.f.4f, and then I want to print the y, and that is why I am getting 3.1400. So basically I am getting 4 digits after the decimal point. This is how we have to use. We can actually customize this based on our requirement. Let's say if I want 5 digits after the decimal point, then I can use %.5f. Okay, and here I want to format the hello world into uppercase of the world. So %s is nothing but the string. So this is a string which is hello, and for this particular given string I want to make it to uppercase. That is why if you see here hello world, this world is printed as capital letters, uppercase, right? So this is how we can use System.out. Within that we have print and println and printf. So hope you guys understand the concept of System.out.print and println and printf, and also the differences between all these three, right? Now let's get into the next one. So the next one is nothing but, let me comment this particular method and let me clear the logs, and let's open uncomment the next method which I write it here. So which is BufferedWriter file output stream, right? So which is nothing but in this method I am going to have the plan is to write the data into a file, right? So here I have list of string which is like 1 2 3 4, and I have a file. So I created an object for the file class where I have in a desktop I have a file called input file.txt, right? And let me go through and see what it contains actually. So input file.txt contains nothing, just say hi. Okay, now let me go to my Eclipse and see here on this file object I'm going to give parameter to the FileWriter constructor, and this FileWriter object I'm giving parameter to a BufferedWriter object, right? BufferedWriter constructor. So when I'm reading through this list, I'm in the for loop, I'm going through all this list like 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to write it into the file, which is the BufferedWriter object, and then finally I'm closing this stream. So basically here what we do is, here we are reading this list of string from this 1, 2, 3, 4 array, right? String array, and we are going through this array list, and we are going to write it with the help of write method. We are going to write the value of s into the BufferedWriter with every in the new lines, right? Because we use /n, right, which is nothing but it is going to print, or it is going to write into the file with 1, the next line 2, the next line 3, next line 4, right? Let me go and execute this particular method. Okay, let me go and execute this run on this program. Save this. Okay, now let me go to my file. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically it wrote 1, 2, 3, 4 from this list, read it, and then it is going it wrote it in that particular file. So this is all about like BufferedWriter, how to use BufferedWriter in order to write the data into a file. So basically these are the two ways that we can use output streams in Java. So one is to using display in the screen, which is by using System.out, wherein we have System.out.print, println and printf. And similarly we can use BufferedWriter in order to write the data into output data into a file. So this is the main concept which we use in our daily program when we used to have input and output statements. So basically this is very important to understand this concept. Hope you guys understand this concept very clearly. If you guys have any questions or any thoughts regarding this particular video, please post your comments in the comment section. I am more happy to assist. And if you guys like this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and also hit the notification button. Please share it with your friends, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.